rolling, check. Calm and stay on the hardwood. Pump bacon, rip shaking, chillin' with. I be rolling out. Off the hardwood, straight.
Coming up on Off the Hardwood, we visit the home of Raptors forward Antonio Davis. AD shares his thoughts on his 6 years in Indiana, concerns about moving his family outside the United States, and making the biggest decision in his career.
Off the hardwood. Off the hardwood. Hanging out. Rolling out.
Welcome to another edition of Off the Hardwood. I'm your host, Paul Jones, and today we are at the beautiful home of Antonio Davis. Antonio, thanks for having us in, man. Unbelievable.
No problem. Thank you for coming.
Well, you've been all over the world, played in a lot of different places, and we'll talk about that, but how difficult was it, coming to Toronto and getting settled here?
Well, there's a lot of things that you worry about, a lot of things that you take into consideration, and one is finding a home, somewhere where you can come home every day and it feels warm, somewhere where you can come and enjoy your family, and that's what we have here.
And you talk about your family, that would be these people sitting over here, right?
Yes, this is my beautiful family. This is Kayla, this is AJ, and this is my beautiful wife, Kendra.
So, Kendra, I know as the mom and the wife of the family, you have a pretty big responsibility when it comes to getting everybody settled and all the movement that takes place.
I find it's probably the toughest for me. The kids with school automatically kind of fall into their routine. Antonio, obviously, wherever he's playing, has a set group of friends, all ready for him and a routine all ready for him. But you know what? We've been very fortunate. We've not had to move a lot. So, so this is only kind of the second time that we've done it. But it's, you kind of get used to it. We just kind of look at it as a new adventure.
Antonio, you had a few adventures when you started to play in college. You played at UTEP and played for historically a pretty important coach in Don Haskins, the guy who led the first all-black team against an all-white team back in. You weren't there, but what was it like playing for him?
Well, it was great, and he always told us that story over and over again. He said he just felt like he played his best five guys. It wasn't a black thing or anything like that. He played the players which he felt were the best and that could win the basketball game. And he said, most of the time looking back, he'd sit back in his chair and he'd rub his stomach and he'd say, if I had it to do all over again, I don't know if I'd have did that. I'd have just started one white guy so they wouldn't be bothering me as much as they are now.
That was, he's quite a coach. Now, when you leave college, you talk about your wife and your family. I want to know, how did the two of you meet? And I guess we should let it be known here that one story is going to be different from the other. The truth lies somewhere in the middle.
Well,
I'm just going to say for the record, the statute of limitations is up, but he did stalk me.
I saw
he was
her
a stalker.
couple of times, and I felt that she was a very interesting woman. And, I would see her here and I would see her there, never really extending myself. And then
playing it close to the vest,
just close and real relaxed.
So then we kind of accidentally bumped into each other.
And then.
And where did you accidentally bump into each other?
The rest was kind of history.
Like at a restaurant.
Yeah, I was in Indiana.
In Indy.
Good thing she was there, though. I would have gone looking for her pretty.
Oh.
Kendra, you're involved, obviously as the prominent female in the kid's life and in Antonio's life, but you also got your own little things going. You're a pretty busy woman.
Yeah, I am. I've done some stuff like some halftime segments with the Raptors. I'm working right now on a clothing line with Reebok, and you know, it's important to me. I kind of was my own person with my own name and my own face and my own voice before Antonio and I were married, and it's important for me. This life can kind of consume you, so it's important for me at the end of the day to have my own things to talk about in my own life. You know, I mean, I am, you know, being Antonio's wife is something I'm very proud of. I love my husband. I'm very proud of my husband, but it's just who I am. It's not really what I am. And so it's important for me just to kind of maintain my own identity and my own life.
Antonio, before this life, you get drafted by Indiana, but you don't catch on with them right away. And tell us about that path, leaving the U.S. to go and play in Europe before you come back.
Well, even before I started college, I just felt like I wasn't ready for that level of basketball. So,
well, wait a minute now. You're all WAC second team. You're WAC defense, all defensive team. I mean, that's not a shabby conference either.
No, it wasn't. But you know, you just have to feel confident about yourself and your abilities. And I didn't feel that I was ready, so I chose to go overseas and play a couple of years and make sure that, you know, I was prepared. Because when you first come into the NBA, you're going to be marked, and I wanted my mark to be that, you know, I was prepared, I was a hard worker, and I was going to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
And what was the experience like in Europe?
It was great.
Did you pick up any foreign language? Well, can you speak anything?
No, I don't. I've been away for so long that I don't speak any of the languages. But
where did you play, Tom?
I played in Greece for 2 years, and I played in Italy for a year. And it was a super experience. I think the fact that you're out of the country and you don't have any friends, you don't have people that you can just pick up the phone and call without having a huge phone bill. You just really learn how to be responsible and how to really, you know, deal with yourself, because that's all you have over there. So it was great, and I came back really proud of myself, because a lot of guys go over there and they can't take it, you know, and they eventually leave after a couple of months.
All right, well, we'll talk about, as we said in other people's show, coming back to America and your years with the Indiana Pacers. When we come back, more with the Davis family. Please stay with us.
I think that's where the pressure comes from, because you feel like, okay, since I made it, I'm supposed to know all these different things, when you really don't know anything. It's like starting all over again.